Hi, Dr. Christel chiming in. Today on Ask Dr. Deb, we're going to give you a brief history of women's underwear. Fun fact, not that brief. So this video is just going to be about the history of westernized underwear. If you want to read about more underwear from other cultures around the world, check the link down below in the video description to our blog. Some of the earliest known underwear stems from ancient Rome, around 100 AD. Women wore a sublicacum, which is basically a glorified diaper. The next major development in women's underwear came in the medieval time period, where there were no panties in sight. Women didn't wear underwear. They wore an outfit called a chemise, which was a long sleeve nightie that was loose fitting, had a round neck, and came all the way to the floor. The medieval period is also the beginning of corsetry and the bustle, not to be confused with the popular dance move, the hustle. Bustle is an understructure that was sewn into the back of skirts, used to create fullness and accentuate the booty, and keep dresses from dragging on the ground. The most primitive bustles were made by sewing foxtails into the skirts, and a cushion for whatever. Between the 1400s and 1600s, chemises became more embellished and were more decorative, and you actually started to see them peeking out of the clothes. And this was the first time any undergarments had been revealed in history. But women still weren't wearing underwear. We also see the emergence of the hoop skirt, also called a farthingale. And for the ballers on a budget, they got an item called a bum roll, which was basically shaped like a croissant and gave you a little more oomph in your rear. And we have the modern version of that, underwear with butt pads. Now, in the 1600s in Italy, this is the first time that scholars can see women wearing separate undergarments. So they have their chemise on top, and now we see them wearing a short style, which is very similar to what men were wearing at that time. Rumor is, women were stealing men's underwear. 200 years later, all of Europe had adopted the short underwear style, and in the 1800s we see hoop skirts at their biggest. So the emphasis of beauty on the buttocks is not a modern obsession. No, it did not start with baby got back. The hoop skirt, which was still paired with the corset and the chemise, served a two-pronged purpose. It helped keep unwanted suitors at a distance and made your butt look great. Finally, in the 20th century, chemises were starting to lose popularity, and we were starting to see separates. So you had a top and your bottom. Until the 1920s, women wore a chemise, knickers, and still a corset, and then your dress on top of that. But between the 1920s and the 30s, we saw drawers and knickers, which were shortened and referred to as panties. They became known as panty briefs by the end of the 1930s. 1940s, we have World War II. Two main ingredients used to make corsets were steel and nylon. Now they were needed for war efforts, so corsets are out the window. 1950s, this is where we see that loose baggy short style finally turn into the version of what we call the modern brief. This is also the era that's responsible for the sexy underwear that we see in pinup girls. The 60s, we see development in different styles. So you see the brief, the bikini, the hip hugger, and we start seeing these in a lot of fun, playful colors. 1970s, you can thank that generation for inventing the thong. The 80s aerobic culture and leotards made the high cut style popular, as well as the development of the G-string. The 90s underwear trend that took over the entire decade was the sensationalism of Calvin Klein underwear and their choice to display their name along the waistband, which became a status symbol and was often displayed above the waistband of jeans. Are we in the 21st century yet? The 2000s saw the introduction of Spanx and similar shapewear, but the biggest contribution to underwear in the 2000s was the whale tail. If you aren't familiar with the whale tail, it's when your thong rises above your jeans and it's visible when wearing low-rise jeans, which was popular during the time. We wish this trend wasn't burned into our eyeballs. And finally, that brings us to today. Today's underwear trends fall on the side of comfort. While shapewear is still popular, it's more of a special occasion item and not an everyday necessity. We're also seeing a decline in the popularity of the thong and the G-string and the whale tail in exchange for a more comfortable full brief. Thanks so much for watching our video about underwear. What is your favorite underwear trend? Do you feel lucky to be living in a body positive time where we don't have to wear corsets? Do you long for the days of hoop skirts and butt pads? Did you learn anything new from this video? Let us know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe, like, share with your friends, all the things you do, and we'll catch you on the flippity flip.
I can go up. I'm really versatile.
Okay? It's just a fun fact.
Okay.
Can't be mad about that.
No.
Should I slap the plate? Cushion. Excellent. And they thought, that looks really comfortable. Why do they wear it now? 2 legs.
Oh.
Europe and France. The rest of them. Afternoon is my only good take all day. I gotta have side. Stay tuned for a video about bras later.
Bye.
There she is.